what up, world? You already know what time it is. Your boy Matt Misler, host with the most, never need to brag, no boast. All we ever did was give a toast to the real folks who done paved the way in a real way. Was players to play. Parlay this good game for y'all today. And I got my right hand with me, as usual. WR in the building. Salute to the real ones.
Sir.
Real son. We don't feel none. But we saying player? Everything left?
Yeah, man. Can't complain at all. Just here getting ready. Revving up for the week.
Word up.
Revving
Well, we
up the
look at this whole BMF situation, man. You know?
It's a real one.
It's a true testament of what it is to be part of a group, part of a street team, and part of an industry team. The differences that lie within,
Right.
Always mix the two, you know what I mean?
Very true.
Always mix entertainment with what's really good, Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's a fact.
So when it comes to this whole BMF situation, I just sit back and look at it. I'm laughing my ass. A lot of these bloggers out there capping, they don't really know what's going on. We covered this about a month and a half ago, man. You know what I'm saying? This whole BMF situation.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, that's BMF. You know what I'm saying? The Black Mafia family. To let anybody come between that, be uncivilized. Don't you think? Because, you know what I'm saying? It's something that started as a family thing and it grew nationwide.
More than 20 years ago.
It was big like Chapo. Well, not that big, but it was up there, you know what I mean? So now, what Big Meech is doing is he's just doing what he always does, right? He had an organization that stretched across the country. So what he's doing right now is he's networking across the country, So 50 Cent has a BMF show with BMF, right? And then, they put a little Meech on. They salute him, Mind you, Lil Meech just started getting big in the game, And 50 had the Power Show. Power Show was getting big, but after they killed off Ghost, it started to decline in ratings. So he needed something to get him back in his niche, which is the urban community, you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So he's like, you know what? Let me go holler at Big Meech, because, at the end of the day, the way 50's looking at it, the friend of my, the enemy of my enemy and my friend. So he looked at it like, since Big Meech got into it with Wolf and all that was rolling with Puffy at the time.
Right.
I'm gonna get it with Big Meech, you know what I'm saying? I try to make him look stupid and all that, but I think Big Meech played past all that and he's like, I'm gonna put my son on, get him a good look, start the series out, see how they portray us in the series and everything like that. What's going on. And everything was everything. So now It makes it be Meech look like he's in a peculiar situation because now Puffy's locked up, right? So it looks like Meech is signing with 50 on some I'm against, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes people have ulterior motives when they do things, you know,
Right.
not knowing like, yo, you know what I mean? Oh, are you really trying to help my family, or are you trying to like throw me off of the game? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think 50 Cent was like, yo, I got this Big Meech thing under control. I got Big Meech. Could talk to him, you know. But then before all that, Rick Ross did a song called BMF, right? With Styles P.
Mhm. I think I'm Big Meech.
That shit blew up,
Not-
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It blew up all over the airways, everything. So now it's bumping big. Beast Truck probably just got in, you know, doing this couple of years, bumping all over the country, everything like that. Probably bumping in the jails. Meech name is still ringing out there. And 50's like, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. I'll make a whole series about BMF.
Right, right. And it makes sense to do that too, because at the end of the day, these guys made movies just doing what they did. And you know, just off of the memories and all the stories alone, you can make like that's what sells, you know? So yeah, yeah, it makes sense to do that.
Yeah. So now 50 is looking at it like, yo, I'm bringing y'all bread and everything like that. I think Meech is looking at it like, yo, I'm bigger than both you niggas in the streets.
Mhm.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna get my money over here, but at the end of the day, y'all should have came together. It would have been sick if that BMF track had been on the because Styles P was on it, you know.
Mhm.
So it wasn't just the BMF track was on the actual show. It would have been a bigger thing than 50 putting his track on it, you know.
Yeah.
This track was all right, but the BMF track would have been way bigger, you know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
So Meech is a man that likes to network, likes to be all around the country. You know what I'm saying? It's highly
Yeah.
respected everywhere he goes, different spots here and there. So that's the reason why I think Meech is looking at it like, yo, 50, I'm a big man. I'm a bigger man than you when it comes to this shit.
Mhm.
You don't really, you know, I mean, you're industry rich, but remember, they never found no money yet. They caught him and everything like that, but they never found no money. They found a couple birds in the house somewhere, the Rico and shit. They never found no paper. So me just looking at it like, yo, I can't really fly that. Yo, it's messed up. That he has me here looking like I'm siding with him and his little petty beefs. When I'm a big man, you know. I'm the real fucking deal, the real McCoy. You know what I mean? I am BMF. You know what I mean? So it's like, so now Big Meech, you know what? Let me go to Miami and do a benefit concert for myself to show, like, yo, I'm back out here and I'm doing my thing. You know,
Yeah.
regardless of which Big Meech, you can't tell me how to move or who to move with.
Right, right.
50 guys in his feelings. Like, no. Now, do you think if the shoe was on the other side, Rick Ross, if Rick Ross would have put his son on or something like that, and Big Me said, "You know what? Let me go do a song with 50 Cent, or let me go chill with 50 Cent because he did a song for me." You think Rick Ross would have had a problem with it? I don't think so. I think that because Rick Ross used to side was beefing with 50 before,
Yeah.
it was a problem, you know. So now, you know, he has a big beef with Puffy. He's like, "Yo, why is this guy going with Rick Ross? You know, he knows I hate Puffy, blah 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 blah." But that's not Big Meech's beef.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's been a getting money, nigga. You think 50? You think Big Meech? So, you think Big Meech went 50 to get his story out there, or you think 50 approached Big Meech
50 approach
with
him
his
for
story?
sure.
There you go. It's a big story, right? Anybody in their right mind would have took that story and did it
Right.
proper, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, 50 always has some type of hidden animosity. So now you remember when Nas was supposed to do a Supreme Team documentary? That
Right.
never came through. But he don't really mess with Nas like that. And you see why. So it's all these little things that 50's on, you know? He wants to poke the bear, but he don't want the bear to be poked back. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, why can't you just let the man do what he wants to do, you know? Man just got out of jail. He's trying to stack his paper. What does that have to do with you, you know?
Right.
This nigga acting like he's damn near BMF himself.
He's in his feelings. He feels like, oh, because he threw the man a bag, that the man has to do what he says now.
Yeah, that's bosses don't roll like that, dog. It's all, you know, how you move and how you portray the man. How is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is, be a lapdog or nothing like that, you know. 50 knows that. So I don't know why he's making it seem. Now the bullshit's coming out. Now they're trying to say, oh, Meech was around an informant, blah, blah, blah. So, it's, you know, it's a whole convoluted thing, you know?
Yeah. I think it's a matter of 50 is used to get in his way. And when
No
he
thing
doesn't,
is you.
he's uneasy with it, you know. He's like, how am I not getting my way? I got all the money in the world. But money ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Loyalty, you know?
it's about a man having the
Loyalty.
will to do what he wants to do too. Like you said, Big Meech's, 50 cents beefs are not Big Meech's beefs. So Big Meech wants to get money here, get money there. You know what I mean? Do what he has to do, connect with who he has to connect with to make his shit flow a certain way. You can't get mad at that. He's not supposed to inherit your beefs just because you gave him a bag.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, you know? So now you're trying to throw the snitch card on him, but if you knew that from before, why would you even get in business with him? So it makes me look at 50 with the side eye like, oh, so because business is going good and everything like that, the third, but now you want to throw the snitch card out.
That's child. Right.
With this Tommy Cohen's chick, but this Tommy Cohen's chick was a federal informant on some other case or something like that. But she was working as an undercover DA or whatever, undercover whatever. And then Tutu's Blue Da Vinci trying to explain that shit. Like, let me just break this whole shit down for you because yo, it's a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The same broad that me, the same broad that he talking about, Meech was smashing, right? But Blue Da Vinci is the one that brought her around in the first place. You know what I mean? Now people are scared. They're like, yo, how does Blue Da Vinci know this chick? We don't know, but he brought her around. Meech ended up smashing. Blue got mad, you know. When he got picked up, he took a proffer agreement. His name was what after that? Well, then he tried. I said Meech was no good. I'm like, how are you gonna say that? Because you was smashing the informant chick? Probably trying to get some intel out of the broad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Tutu's testifying something, but she was smashing somebody else, that another agent that had to do with the case. So that case got thrown out or dismissed or something like that.
Okay.
So let me break this whole thing down to you. You know what I'm saying? They think people are dumb. Like, so let me first put what 50 Cent put out. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Well, we're gonna go with Boss Talk Radio, man. Boss Talk. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break this shit down real quick, real slick with it. He's gonna summarize the whole thing, and we're gonna go into the cat. No one's.
February 13th, the big MEECH home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D. Zay. Now, it's the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special, epic. Get your tickets right now.
Wow. Wow. Hey, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. As you heard it, and everybody's been about it or something. I said, man, let me give my 2 cents. Think about BMF and what basically, you know, was hustlers, and everybody seen the hustle, and everybody, it was like, man, hey, man, we want to talk about Rick Ross. Rick Ross made the song, I think I'm Big Hoover. And to be real with you, as you look at, dang, that's a dope song. But you know already as well that 50 has been impressive, and man, he struck a deal with him and worked with his son, and you've been seeing the movement of them as well because of that. It's been a lot of different moving parts to this whole situation, but I don't think he's liking this. I think 50 is an invitee, or I wouldn't even think he would over there. So the fact that Rick Ross not see eye to eye, this been going on. So I don't know what caused Big Meech to crowd. Then I can't say this, man. That choosing a side crap is for the birds. You like, man, I'm cool with both of them. I don't have nothing to do with what you guys have going on. But of course, 50 over the years, we've seen when Young Buck or any of these guys had issues with anything when he was doing it.
Bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Very the hating and the cold.
When I seen him taking pictures early on, when you seen 50 taking pictures with Big Meech when he first came home, I thought they were lining us in to try to figure out a way to make things, to where, they could figure out a way to deal with this series, and maybe even him put more input since he out, into the whole situation with his son. Lil Meech, I don't know, man. Like I said, when I look at it and what I see, I'm thinking, man, I remember seeing all the cross moves that was going on with certain things. Like I said, Terry, his brother did, and then you look at all these other all these other
Man, you already know
that kept up holding. You start at this, and Rick Ross, singing that song. It seemed to me like, it don't seem like it's gonna get any better. I don't see. I think this thing is for the. I think it's for the blow up. I think you for to see just between me and this whole situation. What I think you see 50 come out in a minute and start dissing the whole situation. I really do. I think he rubbing the surface of it now. I think it's up. Big Meech, unless Big Meech got a plan to stop it. I don't. If he rocking with Rick Ross, 50 not gonna like that. 50 just the type of dude that ain't gonna like it, and he gonna speak vocally about it. That's why you see the tweets coming out about the Goodfellas. That's why you see the tweets he don't like when you cross him out. You can go ask Young Buck. Lloyd Banks a little bit different, and you'll see the track record is not well when it comes down to 50 Cent feeling like, you know, it's just dogging, man. And series, man, I don't know who stop. Like, I want to see them things keep going. What y'all think, man? Do everybody want to see the BMF 50 Cent, the way that series going? Do you like that, or do y'all want to end? Do y'all like? Are y'all like? Could Ian not well with the way that Meech is making these moves with Rick Ross? Are y'all seeing the same thing I'm seeing, or are y'all feeling like this cool and it's gonna be okay no matter what? Because I don't know, unless Big Meech got something up his sleeve, this here not looking good. It looks applied in the only for the crumble. I don't know. I'm just saying, how 50 don't lay down when it come down to moves like this. 50 is gonna say what 50 gonna say. 50 Cent is not gonna be happy with the way this thing is happening right now. I don't see his name on the invite on the 13th for this party, man. Down in Miami. I don't see this happen for him. So I don't think these guys are they doing their police party. I see 50 with the murder.
People don't understand that 50 is slick. This whole thing is divide and conquer, divide
Right.
and conquer. Some white man shit. Look at it. He divided and conquered. He divided. What's the name? The Dipset. He divided. Remy Ma with the Terror Squad thing. He divided. D Block with J Hood. He divided his own crew, Young Buck and Lloyd Banks. Now he's trying to get between the BMF crew. I mean, I hear you put money in their pocket and everything like that, but you can't go between the family, dog. Just report on the like do the call it the show and everything like that. But he didn't have to go at his brother when Lil Me remember when he went at Southwest T?
Mm-hmm.
He went at Southwest T about the whole about linking up with Rick Ross, right? you know, because he had a previous engagement. So let's check this feud out. Him and Southwest T had a feud, right? Because a little dude there, Supreme Sun. Supreme Sun came and he said, "Yo, I'm gonna big up Southwest T, blah blah blah," and he brought some shirts that said "Free Supreme," and 50 didn't like that, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, why is that even you're 50's son? He disowned his own son. So I'm like, 50, there's something you're doing that's not right.
Right.
So
But I was like, let me do this in front of y'all. All right. So we first need to identify who are these individuals. So I'm gonna start there, right? So we got Brooklyn underscore finest, right? So he stated so you come home to a series started by 50
I hear
about
you,
your
JP, but it's
family,
bigger than
and I'm
that.
sure
It's
checks
bigger
came
than that.
behind that, and it helped your transition home.
BMF,
And you go
Trump
ton.
is a
For those that
straight
don't
through
know,
that.
Supreme
No
supposedly
borders when it
made a
comes to
hit, and that's why 50 got shot 8 to 9 times. All right, so who is allegedly Supreme Son? And you know the history with Preem and 50, and this little con antics that passed wasn't messing with you. All right, so first I'm gonna figure out who's Brooklyn underscore finest. Let's figure that who out. Let's figure out who's that first. So Brooklyn underscore finest Instagram. Let's figure out who that is real quick. Damn, there's a lot of Brooklyn finest. Fuck. Oh, wrong button.
a little Google search ain't never hurt nobody.
Nah, it's none of these. It's all good. All right. So 50 Cent responded, hey, I know how T feel like he is not making the money. So we got to figure out who T is. That's Southwest 263. So let's figure that out real quick. All right. So that's Terry Flannery. Okay. Terry Flannery. So some good people in there. I truly thank God these times are behind me. All right. Who's Terry? I think he's part of the original BMF. Let me see. Who is Terry Flannery? Stars drama BMF star, the real life criminal Terry Flannery, also known as Southwest T. Okay, which has left many viewers pondering where he is today. As BMF will tell the true story of the Black Mafia crime family in the 90s, the two leads, Demetrius and Terry Flannery, are real brothers who are still alive today. Okay, he is Big Meech's brother. Okay, so that's who 50's talking about. Okay, we breaking this shit down. We breaking it down. All right, so 50 Cent wrote, hey, I know T feels like he is not making the money as Little Meech BMF. So Little Meech is Big Meech's son. Obviously, he's the star actor in the BMF series. Is making, but I thought they would all be happy for him. It's not like I didn't help your family make millions. So when he's talking about family, he's talking about his nephew, who's Little Meech. He's talking about Big Meech. I'm pretty sure they're all making millions of dollars. Cool. When stars start suggesting the wrong news, I'm simply going to sit and watch. Don't worry, you'll be off the air in no time. Shit. What the fuck? So let's summarize this whole beef. Let me summarize it for you, right? So you have Southwest T, who is Big Meech's brother, son. The beef Supreme 50 Cent is it's extremely serious. It's very extreme because 50 Cent was shot by Supreme. Supreme wasn't the one that actually shot him. He sent someone to kill him. If y'all know 50, he's not a forgiving person, right? Especially after you come after his life, especially you was going after him. Especially when Supreme was really trying to kill him because he was fucking up his money because he was fucking with Ja Rule. And Supreme decided to put a hit on him. So 50 would never forgive this guy. He would never forgive this guy. Anyone that's aligned with Supreme, 50 Cent's not fucking with. So 50, the petty man that he is, says, you know what? Since you want to take pictures with Supreme's son, who's my op, I am not going to fuck with you anymore. And in addition to that, it looks like there's an issue when it comes to the money because he's making a show about Southwest T, which is Big Meech's brother. And, you know, although 50's bringing all this attention, millions of dollars, even helping the family out, you're really going to go take a picture with my opposition son? It doesn't add up. We can assume that he's you can assume he's not happy with the, I don't know. I can see why 50 Cent is mad at him, but let me know what y'all think. You know, fair person. If T feel like he didn't get what he was deserved, maybe he could have had that conversation. I think 50 would have had that conversation, but but simultaneously, 50 doesn't like people that feel entitled. 50 felt the way he felt. So let's move on to the next topic. Let's move.
Okay. So now you see that, right?
Yeah,
He's mad at Southwest T.
Right.
Because you're working with some spotlight. He's mad at Southwest T, right?
Yeah.
But if you're a nigga that just came out the pen, you know, there's a youngster that comes to you and his OG son. A nigga that's been in the pen is gonna be like, yo, free that man, you know what I'm saying? Because yo, it's messed up. The pen time is a long time.
Yeah.
So a person that been through it is gonna say, yo, free that man, you know?
Right.
Even if he took a picture or whatever the case may be. 50 Cent's looking at it like, yo, you betrayed me for taking a picture with my enemy's son, blah, 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 blah. But, bro, your enemy's son for the kid? I know he grows up to be a man and all that, and he's on some bullshit. But, yo, you don't got beef for the kid because he's bringing out t-shirts that says free my father, you know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, 50 Cent wanted to put out this show with with the BMF, knowing all their background, all their history and everything like that, knowing that there was whispers of them working with a known informant. But
now that it's not benefit, now that it's looking like it's going against 50's.
Yeah, so now he's turning on everybody. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that because yo, you knew what the deal was when you first got in bed with these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, it's not to say 50's a Big Meech is not a solid dude. Big Meech is real solid. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to what you call it, defame him on the internet because everybody wants to side with 50 Cent. But 50 got to take a step back and look at the whole picture. The only reason why the BMF thing blew up is because of BMF. You had nothing to do with it. You never partied with BMF. You didn't do nothing with BMF. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of a sudden, you want to do their story and get into all their affairs and be like, yo, you got to be down with me. Me against my enemy. No. Shit don't work like that, bro. Shit don't work like that. You didn't put in enough work in these streets to be doing it and acting and saying all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're a big rapper, but nah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what 50 does too, though, JP. He'll side with someone's enemy, like for instance, he knows that BMF had beef with Wolf. They killed Wolf. Wolf was aligned with Puffy. But Wolf didn't had beef with Puffy. Puffy lined them two up to go at each other. That's one of the things that got them indicted, right? You following me?
Yeah.
So that's why 50 aligned himself with BMF to look at Puffy sideways. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, look,
and BMF 50, is looking at it like,
ain't good, bro. The man helped you make money, keep your trademark of BMF alive. I'm making it a show.
I heard what you're saying, JP, but the money ain't adding up to what BMF was really making. Probably still sitting on. You know what I'm saying? Don't let 50 fool you. 50 is an opportunist, yo. He knew exactly what's going on with these guys. Now all of a sudden they want to make money with Rick Ross over there because they're international. Yeah. That's how they ran their thing. They ran their thing all over they weren't segregated to one area of the states, you know. So how are you gonna tell them not to make money everywhere, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 50 looking at that and he's like, oh, they're trying, you know. You can't do that. You can't just go between everything and say and try to dictate because you're throwing
his
paper
ego
around.
Is 100% 50's ego. Look, the thing is, we all know 50 has a certain ego, right? So boom.
Yeah.
His ego is being hurt right now because he can't control it. He can't control what's going on. You know what I'm saying? BMF, they're their own entity already, right? And in 50, I feel like, anyway, in my opinion, if 50 didn't take that and turn it into what he wants to turn it into, somebody else would have, right? And I feel like Meech knows this. But even regardless of that, he said, all right, you know what? 50 is the one who stepped forward, made the offer. All right, I'm gonna rock with him. But
Gene Deal already spoke about this. Go look at Gene Deal's interviews. Go ahead.
Meech is also a player. He's moving and shaking. He's not just gonna stay under one umbrella. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's moving around trying to get what he could get, milk the game for what it's supposed to be milked for. You know what I'm saying? His name is synonymous with the hustle, so why wouldn't he hustle, right?
Put money in a lot of people's pockets, bro.
Right. He just bought that's rightfully his.
Yeah.
And it's what he said too, right? The Rick Ross song is big. You know, it's not to belittle 50 cents, but like let's call a spade, you know what I'm saying? Like that song is big. and it makes sense
Yep.
to like integrate it into whatever is going on with BMF. So for 50 not to have business mind and say, you know what, let me
could have
put
blew it
my
up even more.
and
Yeah.
double up on some paper right now, because either way, because 50 is dealing with what he's dealing with, he would have made an extra change off of that.
Yeah.
You know, that's
You know?
that's
But
the,
he was
the
being too prideful, you know? Oh,
yeah,
niggas over there. I don't like
right.
everybody's gotta go under your wing. You're not, bro, you didn't do enough, bro. Like people are not gonna look at you like that. Like you know?
His ego is gonna mess him up in the long
That's how
run.
it goes in the streets.
You know,
And in the
because
streets.
you're not going by my rules, I can't rock with it. But like, okay, 50, you're doing things. Let's not get that twisted. But everything is not your way. You know what I'm saying? It's not your way or the highway every time. So you can't get mad at a grown ass man that's trying to
big
better
man on campus, bro.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. You know.
That man is a grown-ass man. You trying to control a grown man?
You have to have a little bit more.
With nobody,
a little bit more mindful, you know.
Yo, the man's fresh out, right? The man's trying to connect with all different players, so he could do what he's been doing, get back on track, you know. And if you don't see that vision as another hustler, you know, like, come on, there's something wrong with your vision, bro. You gotta come out of, like I said, come out of your ego.
Yeah, you're too caught up in you know, animosity and
yeah,
you know, you gotta beef with everybody. Like, yo, men don't roll like that, bro.
Like, yo, okay, we understand. You know, man, try to take a attempt on your life, but yo, that was years ago. First off, and like you're doing way better. You know, like yo, be grateful and just try to understand what a bigger is, you know,
life, like, and you know, that has something like totally not to do with you, like, you know. Then you made the song "Get Up Run" while they were going. It just doesn't look right. It don't look right, dog.
Right,
you know
right.
It don't look right, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
don't play with grown men like that, you know.
It's too petty. Like, okay, it's funny. Sometimes it's an entertainment factor when man them are being petty and but like ultimately it brings down your brand with the petty. You know, when you're on some pettiness, your brand ends up being known for pettiness. So like, you got to be able to step outside of yourself and be like, all right, am I being petty right now, or
exactly
is my ego getting the best of me right now? Let me try and figure out what's the best play in this moment. If you can't do that as a grown person and just try and iron out whatever he has.
You know what you're saying, but you have to understand from the street perspective, you know. You know what I'm saying? You can't roll around and say the enemy, my enemy is my friend, and you're in the industry and all. That don't, you know, that don't work.
Money, whole family's pocket, and turn around and take pictures. Be with my enemy.
His ego got him where he at. Not his way, but I put money in your whole family. But you see, that's the thing though. He didn't really put money in their whole family pockets because the BMF story was gonna be big regardless, with 50 or without 50, bro. Whoever took that story and ran with it and put it on the screen was gonna make money. I get Little Meech, you know what I'm saying? Needed some acting classes or whatever, and 50 gave him that, which is good, which is commendable. But you know, concentrate on Little Meech. Okay, so you wanted Little Meech to do so well and everything like that, but you don't even look out. Well, your son is ungrateful. I understand that, but you and your son have a bad relationship, so I don't get it. Why are you looking out for another man's son like that? Unless you know there's some ulterior motive behind it. You know what I mean? You should have put your son in the
Straight
show
up.
too.
Yeah, that's a fact. You can't. You're sitting here doing things for other man's son, but you and your son is on messed up terms. Like, it don't work like that for real. You can't get your way. You know what I'm saying? Can't get your way all the time.
Even if he cancels the show is not doing too well. You know, let's be honest. The show is not doing too well at all. You know. You know what I'm saying? You got to be honest about that. Yeah, keep it.
Canceling the show because I'm making you and your family money. He made money off of our son for Puffy and for him and Puffy.
Let's be honest. The show is kind of You know what I'm saying? It's a good show, but trust me, dog. We've been through all that.
He's still lacking somewhere.
In our city, we got
somewhere.
Different. Yeah. Yeah, you could say that, but they did it like 50 Cent, Mac, whatever betrayed it like 50 Cent. 50%, they'll put the storyline like 50 on that BMX. Whatever total in that, whatever the water it down. Yeah. I hear you on that. What I'm trying to explain to you is in the streets, bro, you don't go against a big entity like that because you're gonna fall on your face, dog. Because the BMF family stretches across you know what I'm saying? It's a big family. So somebody's gonna be like, wait, what is this guy doing? Is this guy trying to play with us? And then we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Look at it and be like, oh, okay, that's what he's trying to do. Okay. Boom, 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 you know? So 50 is like he's losing himself in the whole situation. Like, okay, you could do that with rappers and shit like that, but you're not gonna do that with a street team, bro. No matter what they say, whatever the case may be, those two guys are still brothers, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're dissing one, but the other one you think. So the other one's like, yo, bro, I make money everywhere, bro. I don't really need you, but let me, I'm gonna go make my paper. And if you feel a ways, you feel a ways because you shouldn't feel a ways of a big man making paper coming out of jail, just getting released after 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel a ways. Big man business stuff.
Right. Nah, you can't be salty over that, regardless of what the scenario is. At the end of the day, you have to understand the value. Like, the man probably has so much money that he forgot what the value of $1 is. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than some petty things, dog. So like, he's trying to situate himself and his family properly, right? And like low
so now he's like, oh, who's Tommy Cohen? But Tommy Cohen's was that same chick, right? But the thing is, Meech would have never knew who Tommy Cohen's was if Lou Da Vinci didn't bring her around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So look at this. Tommy Cohen's now. Too bad I didn't have the. I can't remember the name of the thing because I already spoke about this before, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the show that I did. So it's like. Oh, okay, this is it right here.
So yeah, I got heard a lot of people
Uh,
blues hating. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
when I
something like
went
that.
back and
Maybe
I
it's
looked at
some
everything,
type of
I was like, you know
not a
what, bro?
rap, but
It's
like
only right and only one way to really do it. Only one way to really do it and just let dog speak for itself. So I wanted them to call in, and this is him calling in during the interview. Go ahead, Cuff, man. You can introduce yourself and take the flow.
Hello, my nigga. What's up? You know, a lot of people, man, is thinking that this thing is me.
Right.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Cowens signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Right. So
okay, so can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how did you come upon this information?
how do you know? How do you came upon this information though?
It's called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Frank's entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This was testified in court that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. But I think people would ask a question of this though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then he did a time cut. Then how come
The time cut? Because what came out was that she had an illicit sexual relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith Cromer?
But her first DA handler was the guy, as you should know, Blue, who wrote the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Special Agent Jack Harvey is the person that locked us all up, who's also the person that locked up Terry White, which was her first case as a DEA agent. And then he retired. He retired after he got them 60 years.
Yeah, he retired. And then her handler became a brother by the name of Keith Cromer, Special Agent Keith Cromer, who was also fired behind this particular case. So Meech never received the time cut because unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's against the law to have a sexual relationship or any person.
Boom. Meech never received the time cut. But you're saying Meech ready to receive the time cut. So what is it? Did he receive the time cut or he didn't receive the time cut? You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. What? Because she had an affair that the ratting is off the table? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you guys?
Nah.
Personal relationship with a government informant.
Somehow, some way, because I don't know how. personal assistant slash the person that handles all this business slash the person who owns BMF Entertainment. Hey, since now she Jack, but no hold the it was very, but once that case went well, okay, and once that went past and Terry White got his 30 years, Special Agent Jack Harvey retired. But now she was ready to go do the case for MEECH and get time. So now when he was a new person that came on, and his name was Special Agent Keith Cromer, is the new. Now he's her handler, and they engulfed in a case, and it was this why MEECH didn't get out.
From that conspiracy, they indicted me on 2 murder charges. Subsequently, I pled guilty to 2 gun charges in exchange for them dropping the murder charges.
How did they? Hold on, let me ask this for you. Hold on, let me ask this for you right quick. How did they get you on something that was totally different from the?
They don't want me to, they don't want me to, they don't want me to break this case down, dog. He broke me up. But you know, we're gonna carry on. I was trying to, but I found my boy. What's his name?
Who's that?
Erner. You know what I'm saying? Kerner breaks it down. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for my video. I couldn't find it. So King Erner is gonna carry with honor. We're gonna break this shit down because all this shit is just a smoke screen. 50 Cent is in his feelings. You gotta get out your feelings, bro. You're not that. You ain't like that. Stop it. You know what I'm saying?
It don't even make no sense to be.
The Circle of Honor podcast. I want everybody to head to the Circle of Honor. I also want to give an honorable shout out to my son, Nadir Roos. Listen to me. I'm proud of you. And guess what? BC Defenders, your honor is intact. 4-0. Let's go. Don't stop. Now, let me get deeper into what I got to get deeper tonight about this big meat situation. Everybody is all over me. King Garner, what's your take? You supposed to cover the whole big. No, let me get y'all understanding here. I don't move off y'all pace. The reason why I don't move off y'all pace, I want to do like a real mean investigation. If the work ain't already there, signed, 1,000, right, signed and sealed, or some information that makes sense to say, oh, you got that information. Because it may be on somebody else's paperwork or somebody actually seen it or heard it, and they are of the courts where though it's documented.
like a Rizat has really told that type of thing, I've really got to investigate it. And I got to say, this Big Meech and this Cuffy situation, y'all reaching. Y'all reaching. Cuffy's reaching. Now listen, this is with all due respect, because I make sure I respect the ones who are sturdy and have honor. Now, if a lot of people don't know, there's supposed to be some type of indictment, whereas though it was Cuffy, Big Meech, and a Mexican, and a Rizat named Tammy, a Rizat. Now, what's said supposed to have happened from Cuffy understanding, Cuffy is saying that he assuming that Meech told on him three-way cooperation. Anybody being the feds know what that is. Somebody can get somebody to tell her for them information, and boom, if they can get a reward for it, there is that. They can get a part of that 5K1. Now, any type of three-way cooperation I ever seen or heard of, yeah, the information was there. Whoever told the person that got the reward, everybody was banked under 5K1. Now, I can see where Cuffy is upset at, though. The relationship between Big Meech and a Tammy. And this is where I think the problem is and why everybody is feeling like he told. It's three individuals they claim it. Meech as a co-conspirator. I feel like in this situation, I'm only mentioning it because Cuffy is going around with this. It's kind of hard to speak on it because Cuffy putting this information out. Maybe the feds will want to investigate Big Meech. Maybe the feds will want to go back and arrest him. Eventually, this guy keep crawling off at the mouth. But oh, let me find out the Rizat Tammy again, the one who's in the middle of all of this. She slept with the DEA agent, threw the whole case off, and it's biased. The case is like horrible. So this is what I'm taking. I'm taking that Cuffy's in a cell somewhere doing time. In one of these joints, sick of it, irritated, he's tired of it, he's seeing everything that's going on, and somehow, some way or another, he's included in it. It's like, how when I am Timothy, I'm the guy who put you in position when it kind of bank, hey, you first film. And on top of that, this girl tried to bang me, man. Why are you friends with her? And I'm not gonna lie, me laying back on myself, anybody know myself, and whatever way you at in the bunk, even if you're in a three-man and you're at the top, you're looking at the ceiling, thinking like that. If you're you're looking at the bunk on top of you, you're thinking like that. And the last joke, you're looking, you're stressed out. You're trying to figure it out, man. And you're trying to figure out why you're not a part of anything. And why people just left you stranded when this was like not only just a close friend, but a brother of yours. Like, damn, hold on, you cold. It's in my head. But I want to say the Cuffy, pause for a second. Like when I've seen many indictments, I've read a lot of paperwork, and again, how many times there were solid men that just wasn't charged, and it looked like they were supposed to have been caught up. But they didn't do certain things. Like, I have the paperwork right here, and it says this. If it says that, why work? That has Big Meech. Tell me, what you produced in that? Come on here. Cuffy, this sword is for those, it isn't for the government, man. This sword is for the ones who have dishonored. Well, I get an example to the youngest by snatching, brother. Because this, what you're doing is treason. The worst thing you can do by assuming. If you're assuming. Because it could well be for Big Meech. If we're saying is that you have it, but Cuffy, makes your snatch a permanent snatch. The reason why it makes it a permanent snatch, Cuffy, is because you're making up things. You're putting lies in this man. You're saying that he really helped Tammy do all these things. Now, I would have to beg a differ. Maybe Tammy went to him for that. Maybe and your friends without saying it's about any type of drugs. She gets in the relationship with this Mexican and they get to moving some things because Tammy isn't done. Don't let her looks make you feel like she doesn't know what's going on outside, as everybody was saying in this era. And then they get into a thing where they start doing business outside that Big Meech say that he hooked them up to do any type of drug activity. You can't say. And if Cuffy knows of him secretly being a part of hooking Tammy up with this Mexican, Cuffy, you're out of pocket. Because now you're telling the world this when nobody had knowledge, including the feds. Because if the feds had knowledge of it, it would have been you,
Exactly.
Tammy, the Mexican, and Big Meech on trial. Am I correct or not? It wouldn't be a thing where though it's just banging you. They would from the rip. Hold on, Paul. Let's rewind something. You think that Big Meech is their favorite? They want to pick not to expose Big Meech, but they'll expose a Sammy the Rat. This guy's skin is dark. This guy's skin is not of those that they will give a pass and try to say, let's not kill our people here. There's a situation clearly government does not like Meech. You think they would want to Cuffy over Meech? Well, maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe they would want to Cuffy over Meech. But Cuffy, let me give you an understanding. You cannot go pointing the finger of making up these theories in your head. Because guess what? The relationship that you built with Tammy and the Mexican, as you say it, this relationship, right? You, Tammy, and the Mexican know about. They don't have Big Meech on any conversations, do they, Cuffy? They don't have Big Meech writing any letters about get with this person or that person, do they, Cuffy? They don't have Big Meech setting up any type of relationship that causes for you guys to involve yourselves any type of illegal activity, but yet you want to throw your man under the bus. They don't have those things. So if they don't have those things, we shouldn't be here talking about it if those things are true. It shows clearly that they were investigating Big Meech. Yeah, of course. They see Tammy, they see the Mexican, they see you. It's like, bang them all. But they're trying to figure out, how can we bang a guy from a prison cell who isn't being a rifle? He's not talking on the phone about drugs. He's not giving out any clue that he's involved in any type of crimes. And the whole movie situation and things that are going on, it's confusing. I'm here to tell you this, live and direct. If there is no paperwork, you cannot assume. I don't care what y'all say. His name is mentioned in the indictment, but it's not mentioned as conspiring. And they wanted to bang him. They had him under investigation, but there was no evidence that pointed to him being involved with any type of drug dealing because he's in a jail cell. Had he be free, the lies would have worked. I'm King Gurner from the On Your Life campaign. I put my sword here. Life and direct.
Yeah, there's this whole.
You see, the white boys are talking about it too. They don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I'm saying? Sticking out of their ass. You know what I mean? That's the shit I can't understand my damn self. I'm like, what the hell? Got the white boys talking about. We don't talk about your mom.
Yo, this is King Earner coming to you guys live and direct. First and best, I want everybody to hear.
I got one more video to show y'all before we get up out of here because you know what I'm saying. There's too much misinformation out there. Now we opened two things and we just figured out that MEECH didn't rat on nobody, right? This nigga 50 said, "Who's Tammy Owens?" like people don't really see what's going on right here.
Right.
The same thing he did with the Jim Jones situation, you know. Nah, that ain't real. That ain't real, dog. You know, because at the end of the day, you couldn't do that in the streets. If you tried, then shit. The rapper I used to tell you about, I used to bump his shit.
Who's that?
They used to he always used to be with Mac Dre back in the day, you know? The whole romper room gang thing, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, shout out to J Diggs, man. J Diggs spoke on the situation too, you know? And it just, you know, just goes to show he did a whole actual mixtape, the whole BMF situation and anything like that, because that was his folks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
hardly he can't go to none of this shit. Why is he not welcome at any of this shit? You tell me.
Let's speak on this.
Hey, so look.
Oh, and the whole ironic thing about it is the person that bought the Tammy Cohen's chick around the first was Blue Da Vinci. So now Blue Da Vinci's trying to get Cuffy on the phone to kill two birds with one stone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because MEECH took my chick, I'm gonna say he's a rat. You know, it's crazy because he's being called a rat. You know?
Yeah, that's not the first time either. Yeah.
Oh man, these guys are ridiculous with it. Egregious.
Look, JD, check this out, right? When niggas is debriefed, that shit is transcribed, bro. They record that shit, the feds write that shit down and all that, right? Exactly. So why has nobody asked Blue, or why has Blue not presented that? If he's really not a rat and he's like he's not a rat, all he got to do is produce that. That's why I'm here. Ask him to produce that. That's why I'm here, because ain't nobody asked him. See, like the state, on the state case, you can go online and get state case. It's public information. Right. The feds they developed this because the feds is such a powerful organization. It's to hide motherfuckers. So Blue is the only one that can get this. And that's why I came and said this. Like, so WAC 100 ain't told Blue to get it. He telling everybody else to get it. Get paperwork against him. No, just get the briefing paperwork. If somebody should have been told him that. That's what I'm saying. And Blue know that too. Blue know that shit could clear his name or it could nail him to the cross. It's a reason that he hasn't released that shit, bro. Because he know what he said and that shit wasn't right, bro. Exactly. Blue can clear himself. Blue really want to clear himself. All he has to do is get the transcripts from the debriefing. It's gonna have every question they ask him. It's gonna have every answer he gave, and it's gonna say whatever. It's definitely gonna say whatever they talked about on the limo. Facts. Hey, let me ask you this though, bro. Did you know Deion Gatlin or do you know Cuffy? I don't know Cuffy. I know of Cuffy. I don't know him personally. Okay. No, I don't. Are you familiar with what's going on right now with Cuffy and these interviews he doing? I'm recently familiar. I'm doing my homework on this shit now. All this shit is pretty new to me. I just got all this shit the last few days since this nigga been doing these interviews. Okay. So you kind of caught up to speed, or you really hadn't did your research yet? I mean, I'm kind of caught up to speed with what they saying. For sure. I didn't look at it from interview. I'm just looking at YouTube shit. I haven't talked to some people that I need to talk to. I haven't, you know, and here's the tricky thing with this shit, man, is what I'm seeing, you know, it's some shit that's facts. There's a facts that the Tammy bitch did some bullshit or whatever, and that she owned the rights and all the shit. I pretty much know that that's facts. Now the facts is if she did some backdoor rat shit. Now the question is, one, was she doing it with dude knowledge, or was she just doing it on some underhanded shit as being an informant because she fucking with the police? So that's what got to come out of this. You feel me? So it's a lot of shit. Just because she could have met the niggas through MEECH or whatever the situation may be, but she could have been on her own bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and let's go on that, bro. Let's not her. We gotta give MEECH. Let's give MEECH the benefit of the doubt and let's just say that he didn't know nothing about it, right? But check this out. They still dealing with Tammy to this day. You don't feel like that's dishonorable, bro? If all this is going on, if MEECH know all this happened and all this is truly going on, it's definitely dishonorable. And that's no. What I'm saying is, let's just say that MEECH didn't know about Tammy was gonna set up Cuffy and the Mexican nigga Suarez or whatever, right? Right. But after he's found out, because everybody knows she's an informant now, they're still doing the show with her. They're still dealing with her. She was still on the red carpet for BMF with Lil Meech and all them. Don't you feel like that's dishonorable, bro? Like to still be dealing with her, knowing that she got your man banged for 30 years? Yeah, it's definitely, if it happened like that, it's definitely dishonorable. But you have to look at something else. Like if she owned everything, if she owned the rights to that, like you're not getting her off the red carpet. Like you understand that too? That's her shit. So yeah, but you still got the option to not do business with her though, bro. But not doing business with her is giving her your whole life story too, for sure. So first of all, before I can even speculate on this, bro, let me. I can't. It's hard to really speak on something that you don't know nothing. I can't let YouTube, because I know niggas. I need to talk to, and I know that I can get a little bit more information than what's just floating around on this internet. And that's the thing about me. I don't live off this internet shit or none of this shit. Like I'm more of an in-depth person. That's why I came on here. Like what I told y'all is in-depth. None of that shit is made up. Blue will tell you itself. He found out that MEECH thought he was a rat behind from MEECH calling me and us being on the phone at the same time. So I'm not, I ain't about no clout chasing, ain't about none of that shit. Like I don't play that game. Like I said, I did 10 years in the feds behind a rat, and that's why I stand on this shit so hard. And Blue know that. Blue been around me, lived in my house. He know how I feel about rats. So that's kind of why it surprised me that we would even be having this kind of conversation. And so as far as the shit with MEECH, like I say, bro, that's, here we going by a lot of speculation that's not all the way clear yet. Right. Because at the end of the day, there's speculation that he supposed to have set some people up or whatever it may be, but none of them people went to jail or none of the shit. Cuffy's supposed to be in jail for something whole different. So you understand that too, right? So it's got to be some pieces gotta fit first.
So this dude Cuffy, not only that he's in a situation with that chick, he's in jail for something totally different. For an M. So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to throw some extras on it because Blue probably, I don't know, something about Blue Da Vinci.
Everywhere for this to make sense. So, like I say, this is all brand new to me. So I still got some people to talk to. Definitely got some people to talk to. I'm gonna MEECH being one of them. You feel me? Like I got my own questions. And that's what I'm saying. I can talk to bro. Like I can go and ask him like, what's going on, my nigga? So that's gonna be my thing, because I need to find out and really need to talk. I'm like that. Before I get to try to speculating about this and that, you really got to know what you up against. Yeah. So when Blue been running around in these interviews and shit, kicking it like he was running this tour bus around and all this shit. Basically, that was on your back, right? Like you was taking care of most of that, right? So let me tell you what happened. So Blue did it. So Blue had to deal with Koch Records. So Blue got the tour. He had a whole tour, bro. The tour was set up fat. We started in Detroit at the Super Bowl. We ran all over the country, but MEECH was back in the tour. MEECH was back in the tour. So, but we was on tour for like 2 months. We were on the tour. Baby Blue got killed. We chased Jeezy down in Miami. Pulled up on Jeezy, trying to get the rights for Blue song. We did all this shit was going on during the tour. 2 months, damn near every major state in this country. Near the end of the tour, Blue was out of money. Period. Blew money fast. Probably a couple 100,000. Probably, I don't know. Something big though, for sure. And it was to the point that he needed my help. And at the end of the tour, I was the one paying for the gas on the BMF tour bus. When we stopped, and the last stop was the Bay Area, and we sent the bus back, niggas came and stayed at my house. And I ain't talking about for no 2 or 3 days. Like Blue stayed with me for months, and we left from the Bay Area and we went to Vegas. And that's where he ended up getting caught up at, you know. And he didn't have no big MEECH and BMF money at the time when he was living in my house and had to go sneak out and do shit from my situation. He was up under my whole movement, Thea's. We got songs together. He was doing shows with me and all this shit up under my Thea's entertainment movement. He was, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how close I fucked with. He was definitely my bro. And I had a lot of love for him. This situation right here is what separated our love. It had nothing to do with hate, nothing to do with disrespect business. And this business right here is just what I don't get down with the rest shit.
So I take it as when you found out all about
Yep. It said paperwork. This is some bullshit. Ain't no paperwork. It said paperwork. The one wants you to see. A lot of these things are clickbait, but let's just entertain it for a second.
A lot of things. Yeah.
For some people, we learned that Blue Da Vinci that the CSI has sex with the agent. That's why MEECH didn't get his time cut from cooperating with the CI. That's what Blue was alleging. Now, if we read to the bottom of this first page, we'll see some paperwork to kind of back up what Blue Da Vinci was saying with that. Also, Cuffy corroborates that story. We agree on that so far, right, Bob? Me and you?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get down to that that last paragraph of that page 1. You were almost there. No, keep going down.
Yeah, this page 2.
Okay, if that's page 2, then go down. Okay, right here, I'm going to start reading. Defendants challenged the validity of the wiretap affidavit under Franks after learning that a DEA Atlanta Group supervisor, Keith Cromer, DEA agent, and one or more of his direct reports were being investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility and the Office of Inspector General for, among other things, here's the important part, guys, an allegedly inappropriate relationship between Agent Cromer and go down please, Bob, a confidential source, improper payments to the confidential source, and falsified reports to justify the improper payments. Remember, Blue Da Vinci also was saying that this informant, the same woman who brokered the deal to get the series on Stars, is the one who is getting paid to snitch on people. She's not a street lady. She didn't come up with them. This is just somebody working freelance for the FBI, getting niggas flipped. Based on what was known about the investigation at the time, the United States conceded that that defendants were entitled to a Franks hearing and agreed to disclose materials related to the investigation to defense counsel. I don't think that's a big one, but I think the next thing that we're going to go into is on page 13, Bob, because a lot of people, this was a unique case. We said that MEECH was likely, or I was saying that Leak was likely to have snitched through a third party. And some people were saying maybe MEECH didn't know what was going on. Maybe the third party was acting alone by herself. Here's some paperwork that's saying that that might not be the case. Even though she tried to clean it up, they're saying that they don't believe that. This is where we're going to start. It's the top of 13.
Yeah.
All right. Remember Suarez, too, just to give some context. Suarez is the guy that MEECH met in jail, the one that is a cartel member that got caught with 90-something bricks at a truck stop. He says that when they got out of jail, he just wanted to help MEECH, just being good. He wanted to pay for MEECH's lawyer to help him get out early and everything. And this is the guy that he allegedly betrayed. I'll start reading. It was due to the CSI's relationship with Flannery that CSI first came into contact with both Fidel Suarez and Dion Gatling. Remember, Dion Gatling is from the Gatling family. Those are the guys that are closely related to Bloods out of St. Louis that are bringing a lot of this news to the internet. Anyways, moving on. In September 2011, Flannery requested CSI's help coordinating delivery of a load of cocaine to be controlled by Suarez, who at that point was already in contact with CSI. See, they're giving you some references there. CSI credibly testified that he or she first met Suarez by telephone when Suarez contacted CSI to ask how Flannery was doing.
It's CS1. Go ahead.
Oh, CS1. Excuse me. CS1 to ask how Flannery was doing. Flannery confirmed that he and Suarez were friends and that he had met in the county jail in Michigan. Although CS1 did not meet Suarez in person, she spoke with Suarez by phone and text. That's Tammy Cowett. That's the personal assistant. So Suarez asked CS1 if he or she knew someone who might want to buy some pills. According to CS1, he or she was in the car with Agent Cromer during this first narcotic-related conversation with Suarez. Agent Cromer overheard the call and signaled to CS1 to say yes, he or she knew someone. CS1 was later contacted by an agent in California regarding Suarez. I'm trying to get to the good part. All right. As with Suarez, defendant Gatling first contacted CS1 to see how Flannery was doing in jail. Based on the discussions with both Gatling and Flannery, understood that Gatling and Flannery were friends. Initially, CS1's relationship with Gatling was more of a business relationship and communication centered more around Flannery's life rights. However, at some point, Flannery asked CS1 to connect Gatling and Suarez, and the relationship between CS1, Gatling, and Suarez turned to drugs. I'm going to read that again. However, at some point, Flannery asked CS1 to connect Gatling and Suarez, and the relationship between CS1, Gatling, and Suarez turned to what? Go down for me, please, Bobby. Turn to narcotics. Turn to narcotics. Suarez with each other on various devices as early as March. Oh, I'm trying to get to the good part, man. All right, this is the part I want to read. This is where the CS1, Miss Cowan, the informant, she's trying to get out of it. She's trying to say that MEECH ain't have nothing to do with it, right? Trying to get him out of it, trying to clear his name. At the evidentiary hearing, CS1 denied that Flannery had any involvement in any drug trafficking trafficking activities between Suarez and Gatling and denied that CS1 ever informed DEA agents that Flannery was so involved. CS1 also denied that he or she ever informed DEA agents that Flannery directed CS1 to connect Gatling and Suarez. However, this aspect of CS1's testimony is not credible for at least 3 reasons. First, CS1's testimony conflicts with the testimony of TFO Lang, the DEA St. Louis agent who interviewed CS1 about the events of August 5th. TFO Lang credibly testified during his debrief of CS1 on August 6, 2012. CS1 told him that CS1 had facilitated the introduction of Gatling and Suarez at Flannery's request. Second, CS1's testimony also conflicts with contemporaneous interview notes of DEA Atlanta investigator TFO Smith, which were introduced into evidence. These notes are consistent with assertions in the affidavit regarding Flannery's involvement in the suspected drug conspiracy. Finally, evidence presented at the hearing demonstrated that CS1 faced actual and perceived threats when court filings in this case revealed CS1's identity. So she's getting threatened once the court filings came out. The paperwork has been out for years, guys. Specifically on February 6, 2015, all defendants in the case filed pretrial motions, including separate motions to suppress wiretap evidence. In March 2015, CS1 reviewed the electronic docket in the case and saw information contained in defendant Gatling's suppression motion and responsive submissions by the U.S. states that the CS1 believed would potentially allow people familiar with the circumstances to determine CS1's identity. So she didn't want her identity out there. This is messing up the whole thing. They wanted to be able to snitch and not be on the paperwork, guys. Upon reviewing the court filings in this case, CS1 contacted his or her controlling DEA agent at the time, James Davison. Agent Davison testified at the evidentiary hearing that CS1 expressed concern that motions filed in the case and the government's response to those motions contained specific detailed information that the CS1 feared would reveal his or her identity or make it much easier for someone to figure out CS1's identity. I think we could stop there. That kind of is aligned with what Cuffy, who was a co-defendant with Meech, he said that Meech is his unindicted co-defendant, and he was corroborating this story as well. So everybody who was in the comments asking, how could you snitch and still have to do 30 years? Understand that this is a separate situation from what BMF went down for. He has a personal assistant that he linked up with some drug guys. Meech linked up with some Meech, the personal assistant, up with some drug guys, and they tried to set up a deal to get his time cut, but it didn't work because she was fucking the agent, and we read that on page 1.
What they got right here, you missed where it says, although it appears that CSI1 did not speak with Flannery in Louisiana on March 6, CS1's hearing testimony suggests that when CS1 did finally speak with Flannery, he advised CSI1 he didn't want his name caught up in this mess.
Yeah, CS1, you corrected me.
Yeah.
CS1, he didn't want his name caught up in this mess. Quote, didn't want his name caught up in this mess. In addition, move it up for me a little bit.
That could mean.
In addition to CS1's perception that he or she was in danger because of the revelations, Agent Davis incredibly testified that CS1 faced actual threats in weeks and months following the court filings in 2015 through the time of the Franks hearings. So yeah, we spoke about this before. Sometimes when people tell the paperwork doesn't come out, or maybe they're able to shield their identity, seems like it came out. So this paperwork has been on the net. It has been circulating. I guess we could go. What was that last page that I was going to go to? I think it was on 17. 15. I already read through that. Right? Yeah, but I mean, I don't really got too much more to even go in with this. What do you think more we need to say about that? Is that damning enough? Is that bad enough? I mean, what more do people need to see?
CSI1 is the woman.
CS1.
Tammy, yeah.
Tammy Cowan.
Tammy Cowan.
And that's the one that Tony Welch was talking about in that Vlad interview, saying that she's a piece of shit snitch. That's
yeah.
her.
So what I'm seeing in this is, I mean, if what she's saying about, and if he knows this information, but in this paperwork, how they're using his name and what Cuffy is saying, it seems that, you know, Big Meech should know about this, but
it seems to you that he didn't know about this?
I'm saying with Cuffy, it seems that, you know, he should know about this. But yeah, it was some things that happened that went wrong. His name is in here, you know, and it's saying that he gave her, she's claiming that he gave her the information.
Yeah.
For these guys. You know,
so you know, that's what convinced me. I wasn't really going by what people were saying. I like the paperwork to be backing what people saying, because we're having a lot of slick talkers. There's a lot of he say, she say going on.
Yeah, but in the
It's hard to know
paperwork,
who to
she
believe.
did say that she didn't, like, this ain't have nothing to do with Mr. Flannery. But then when they did an investigation, they felt like it did. You get what I'm saying? So at first she told them that, you know, no, Mr. Flannery didn't have anything, he didn't have anything to do with, you know,
Yeah, because she was trying to clean it up. He didn't want his name mixed up in this.
I'm just giving the facts that, you know, her trustworthy is, if we can trust, you know, she seems to be a little sketchy type of person. So
I'll say if she getting people set up and getting paid for it, I'll say she's pretty sketchy.
You know, you know, she seemed like she's doing a little, you know, doing some lying and then trying to come up, and then coming up with her, she fucking people, cursing. But yeah, it's just seemed like a lot of sloppy stuff, but it's in here. You know, they're claiming that he has something to do with it, but you know.
Let me show something too. I'm gonna just play a little short. I'm gonna play a little short, the one I had seen from Gully. Yeah. You gonna share my screen?
Yeah.
You there? You locked in?
Yeah.
Look.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is
this? He's not going over
not
it like we do.
This is not a myth. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Subscribe.
Oh, you can't really see it?
Yeah, I mean, we can see it, but he's not. That's on page 13 that we had. Like, this is what he had.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the paperwork is circulating. I'm not the only person reading it. I was able to access this online. You know?
Right, but
so you see where I'm going with this? These guys saying it's paperwork that's damning Big Meech, right? Yeah. Because he said, I don't want my name caught up in this. The chick is an informant. He didn't know the chick was an informant. The chick was brought from wherever she came from Blue Da Vinci, right?
Yeah.
He brings her in the cab. Meech ends up getting with it. That's banging it, whatever the case may be. She has connects. Meech gets locked up.
Right.
Meech is locked up now. She does a little something with some other dudes. They get caught up. And then she's trying to get Meech time reduced. on her shit. Why would she do that? Because she's banging Meech. And she ended up banging the other dude, whatever the case may be. Then boom, 2-2s. These guys get caught up. Meech finds out about it. He's like, yo, I don't want my name caught up in this bullshit. But the bitch still has the life race to his he has the rights to his thing because she was probably handling business while he was locked down, you know? But the whole thing about it is Blue Da Vinci brought this girl to the camp.
Right.
So how is he supposed to know if she's solid or not? But he's banging all these type of chicks, but this one is holding it down because she has his life rights, this and that and the other. You can't just say, oh, I can't be here, you know? He's just like, yo, I don't want this to be on my name. They're saying that, oh, they both hooked. This time he took hook these guys up in and that's the case. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case because somebody says it. That means it's true. And even if it was the case, Big Meech is locked up this whole time. This Chinese chick is out there. You don't know what she's dealing with. Maybe she's out the crusade to get him lesser time on her own. But the fact that she went out there and she was so unfocused that she ended up banging the other DEA agent, and then it still didn't bring Meech's time down. You know, it's a weird case. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Shoot. It's what you said.
This paperwork is different because it's not like we have this man claiming that he actually told on.
Yeah. See what you saying?
No. Basically, gonna echo what you said. It's not really Big Meech's fault or his responsibility to, like, you know.
And he said third party cooperation.
Yeah.
Me said, yo, go get those guys set up so I can get reduced time. Meech was already 20. And then she ends up banging some other agent and then it doesn't work. Nah, that doesn't work. That doesn't make no sense though.
Nah.
She ends up banging some other.
Girl is a loose cannon.
Exactly. She's all over the place with it. And Blue brought her to the camp first. That's what people are missing, you know? So it's like, Blue's like, oh, I just don't like it when the rats are just always trying to call somebody a rat. Like, why would you, you know? Blue's like, yo, they're calling me a rat. So look. Big Meech was banging my chick. She was banging my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Look, she ended up being a rat. So obviously, Big Meech had to cooperate. Well, if he didn't, if he cooperated, he would have got time off. There wouldn't have been no, you know? Oh, because she banged the agent that, oh, it cancels out the time off. Like, where they do that at? I don't see how that works.
Nah, it doesn't work at all.
You know? So let's just continue with this. This is almost done. And we
on them is we're hearing this through the party of her. That's all I'm saying. It's not like regular. I'm just giving you the real deal information. It's not. I'm not. You saying fine, but I'm telling it the facts that we're hearing this through her. So we're taking it that
this is paperwork. This is government. This is not her writing this paperwork. This is court paperwork.
yeah,
not
but
her
I'm saying in the
memoir.
paperwork they investigated her. Somebody else investigated her and came to the conclusion that this is what I'm saying. That
Okay.
it could
So
be.
So what do you think?
I mean, from what the paperwork saying, from we believe in what CSI1, the lady, she's been
CS1
known as not credible, but I mean, she's saying that he gave her the information.
Yeah,
that's coming out of her mouth. So
okay, so I'm asking, do you think that Big Meech
we got to hear
knowingly?
from Big. Yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
asking you a direct question. I just need a yes or no. Do you think Meech knowingly snitched to a third party? Told. You don't have to use the word snitch. Do you think he told, helped set somebody up to a third party? Yes or no?
it could have happened or it could have happened. Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my
I
God,
can't.
dog. It's so
What you
hard for you to
mean?
answer yes or no with stuff, dog. Ask me.
What you mean?
Ask me. Ask me a
Okay,
direct
do
question.
you feel like Big Meech snitched on
Yes.
he did
Yes.
third party?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how you answer a direct question with a yes or no. Yes. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I'm gonna present this. Let me show one thing. I'm gonna show one more thing, and we can get up out of here. If that's okay with you, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
If anybody thinks that, you know, did what I put in, I found it again, Suarez informant, Flannery, townnews.com. And you could scroll down and you'll see something like this. And you could read the PDF for yourself. You know, there's several pages long. You could get into it and tell us where we went wrong. You know, if we said something that you don't agree with, get it in the comments and chime in.
Yeah, definitely. The lady, she's been not like we have this. He didn't have anything. He didn't have anything to do with, you know.
Yeah, because she was trying to clean it up. He didn't want his name mixed up in this.
I'm just giving the facts that, you know, her trustworthy is if we can trust, you know, she seems to be a little sketchy type of person. So
I'll say she getting people set up and getting paid for it. I'll say she's pretty
sketchy.
sketchy.
You know, you know, she seemed like she.
Against me, I wasn't really going by. That's the one that Tony Welch was talking. And months following the court filings in 2015.
Look, in a further attempt to protect herself in the spring of 2015, CSI stated in a draft affidavit the wiretap contains
through the time
affidavit contained false information and outline a different version of events. So she's just lying. At the same time, she's trying to cover Meech's ass because she knows she messed up.
And the government's response to those motions contains specific detailed information that the CS1 would feared would reveal his or her identity or make it much easier for someone to figure out CS1's identity. I think we could stop there. That kind of is a line with what Cuffy, who was a co-defendant with Meech, he said that Meech is his unindicted co-defendant, and he was corroborating this story as well. So everybody who was in the comments asking, how could you snitch and still have to do 30 years? Understand that this is a separate situation from what BMF.
Yeah, but the whole thing is it's separate, but it's to get him lesser time. That's what people don't understand. How come he didn't get the lesser time if he ratted? It don't make no sense. Because she banged an agent? Because she banged an agent. Bro, where they do that? So now, she banged an agent, so her testimony is not credible to get him the lesser time. But Big Meech was in jail. They monitor all his calls, monitor everything, what he's doing, and he set up everything. They have no wiretaps of it, nothing of the sort. Does that make sense?
Not at all. Nope. That's a reach.
Yo, these people are crazy.
They're reaching.
These people are crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Now,
Yeah.
did 50 Cent know about this paperwork? This was a year ago. So 50 had this in his back pocket. He's like, yo, if Meech ever turns on me, I got this in my back pocket. I'm going to use that against Meech. But 50, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Salty. Man,
So that means
salty,
you
dog.
would have known. So you would have known. So you're already making money with a dude that you think is a rat? Are you questionable? Yo, you gotta do these things, man. That's what these people don't understand. Is like, you know, you're questioning your own thing. Your own what you call that?
Credibility.
Credibility, huh? And dignity. Because this paperwork came over a year ago. All of a sudden, Nietzsche's out. These Tiny Cohens and all this bullshit. Because he took a picture of Rick Ross? Nah, bro. And then Blue Da Vinci's coming and you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo. The chick Meech was banging, she ended up being a rat. But you brought the chick to the God.
These guys are reaching. They don't, for whatever reason, they feel like he might surpass his own potential, and that to them is threatening, or maybe
bro.
their
What the
own
hell is that about? That's shit.
Yeah, exactly that too.
Like stay under you or stay like what the hell is that, dog? Man, a big man, dog.
Every man is a big man. I don't get it either, but that's what it feels like to me.
That's childish antics. You know, dog. You know what I'm saying? So look, this is this shit. This Tommy Owens Cohen. Tommy Cowan's chick. Well, you see, the whole thing about it is the Tommy Cohen's chick, right? He sold his life rights to her. I don't know why. Let me see. But you just got to go back. There's a lot of information out there. A year ago, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
They bring back all information, you know.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out where I see. Because I want to know the background of this Tammy Cohen's chick. Fair use, fair use.
I don't know if you heard the story about Tammy Cohen.
I haven't.
Okay.
You can explain it.
I'm explaining the story. Tammy Cohen is now the executive producer of the BMF show. She has MEECH rights. I was doing this show, so when T was locked up, T asked me to call her. I blindly called her, and she just immediately went off on me. Like, what the hell? You know, I'm on probation. By this time, it's like 2014, 13, 14. And the next day after that conversation, I get called down to my probation officer. I'm looking at my young son because this has never happened to me. I've been on probation a couple of years now, like, what's going on? So I told my youngest son, when I called him, I said, hey, come over here. I got to, my probation called me. I got to go turn myself in. Not turn myself in. I said, I got to go see her. And I get down to my probation officer, my son in the car. I said, if I don't come out in a couple of hours, call the lawyer. I get in there. Tammy Cohen is a government informant. So she says, my probation officer is sitting there and some other guy. I can't remember his name, but I just knew he was part of the DEA. And he come in, I go in, I'm like, fuck, this is everybody's nightmare. I already did my time. Only thing I wanted to come home and do is take care of myself, take care of my family, make amends for my mother, redeem myself through, the world or anybody that I felt like I affected. So they told me, he says, you know what this is about? And I said, no. He said, well, you threatened a government informant, and that's a federal offense. And it's a violation of your probation. And I said, well, who did I threaten? I don't know what you're talking about. So he go over the story, and I'm sitting there and I'm telling you, I've heard of people killing themselves not to go back to prison. I went to prison, man. I went to prison. When I say I came home and all these people were going at my head, all these people I helped, all these people, I'm a mother. I was somebody's daughter. I lost my father, lost my mother. I was somebody's daughter. And here you are. You didn't put in no work. No work. All you did is start writing a man, and this man befriended you, gave you his life rights. And just because you've been a government informant since 2008, you have the right to tell them that I threatened you. They told me that they were gonna arrest me. They were gonna charge me. I'm in there, I'm hyperventilating. I'm in this little room with, they shut the door. It's no.
Anyway, long story short, he's an informant. Bottom line is, Big Meech ain't right. These motherfuckers, this is what it is, bro. People accuse you of telling And you know you told. You always want to. There's people that want to expose other people for telling, but at the end of the day, that's telling. You know. Handle your BI. Don't be out here when it's convenient to you. Then when it's inconvenient to you, you want to expose somebody as a rat. That don't work like that in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech stood tall, did his time, came out. 50 Cent was trying to play him. Like, yo, you gotta be on my side. But you know, it don't work like that in the streets, bro. Play that shit in the rap game, but not in the streets. It's boy Mac Mizzle. You know my slogan. Keep it real in the field. Forget how you feel. Peace.